You're listening to the DVD Fever Show, and now it's time for this week's Blu-ray and DVD releases out this week, and the movie trailers are in the description below. And the first film we have for you this week on Blu-ray and DVD, well, in the same package together, such that things are these days, the way they make them, is the original Dracula from 1958. No, Vincent, you're not in this one. Go away. Anyway, Jonathan Harker, John Van Essen, takes employment with Count Dracula, Christopher Lee, ostensibly to catalogue his vast library. In fact, he is on a mission to kill the Count. Careful how you say that. He was a vampire. Before he can do so, however, the Count gains the upper hand and Harker soon finds himself as one of the Walking Dead. Dracula has taken an interest in Harker's fiancée, Lucy Homewood, Carol Marsh. Well, she's single now. And is left to Harker's colleague, Dr. Van Helsing, Peter Cushing, to protect her. He has difficulty convincing Lucy's brother, Arthur, Michael Gough, of the dangers or even the existence of vampires. Soon, however, Arthur's wife Mina, Melissa Stribling, is targeted by Count Dracula, and he and Van Helsing race to find his lair before she is lost to them forever. Directed by Terence Fisher, what can I say? Bram Stoker's Dracula is a legendary tale, and there is no better Count than the wonderful Christopher Lee, so this is an absolute must-see. Also out this week we have End of Watch, and in south central Los Angeles, street cops Brian and Mike are partners, balls-out cowboys patrolling the streets as Latino gangs are in a power struggle with blacks. Brian and Mike get lucky a couple of times, making big drug and human trafficking busts, so a Mexican cartel orders their deaths. We meet Mike's pregnant wife, who he married out of high school, and watch Brian search for a soulmate. There are internal squabbles within the ranks of the LAPD, and lots of squad car conversation, and can the lads escape the cartel's murderous reach? Starring Jake Gyllenhaal and Michael Pena, plus Anna Kendrick. I've still to see this, and I will watch it at some point, but while it looks good from the trailer, I feel it all looks a bit rather too similar to one of my favourite current US imports, Southland, for which the 5th season is airing in the US at the moment, and which will be shown on More 4 around September-October. That is a wonderful drama series, and I urge everyone to see it, but how a 2-hour movie can compare, I'm not sure. Also this week we have Silent Hill Revelation, and Heather Mason, the stunning Adelaide Clemens, and her father Christopher, Sean Bean, have been evading for years the forces of a nature that she does not fully recognise. On the eve of her 18th birthday, plagued by nightmares and Christopher's disappearance, she discovers that her presumed identity is false, leading her to an alternate dimension existing in the strange town of Silent Hill, and a cult led by Claudia Wolfe, Carrie-Anne Moss, and the insane Leonard Wolfe, Malcolm McDowell. Well, I saw this in the cinema in 3D, and despite it being quite silly, it was a superb piece of 3D entertainment, so I can highly recommend this too. I don't think it'll be as good in 2D, however. Now, I may bring you a review of this soon, but in the meantime, you can check it out by going to dvdfever.co.uk. Now, before I continue the look at this week's Blu-rays and DVDs, here's some more music. It's Ian Jory and the Blockheads with Sex and Drugs and Rock and Roll.